Hey, everybody. How's it going? All right. So today I really want to dive into repurposing. I think that repurposing is a game changer for social media. It is something that will help you create more quality content without stressing yourself out about it. Okay. So as I've said before, oftentimes when it comes to our social media content creation, we live under this flawed belief that we have to create new content all the time, that everything we post has to be new. Everything we post has to be, something people have never seen before, something they've never heard before, something, novel and flashy and fantastic. And that's exhausting, right? Because how many of us really truly can come up with something new to say or to talk about every day? And how many of us actually have the time to create, new and novel and flashy posts every day, or reels every day, or shorts every day? And even if we do have the time, how many of us actually want to do that and don't have something else we'd rather spend our time doing, like meeting with clients, working on our craft, hanging out with our kids, hanging out with our friends, spending time with ourselves, right? There's other things that we would like to do with that time. So repurposing is like a life hack when it comes to content creation. And what do I mean by repurposing? Well, I mean two different things, right? On one hand, there's taking content you've already created, whether it's social media content, um, course content, product content, videos that you used for other things, any kind of content that you've created, and using it again and again and again in slightly different ways, in slightly different forms, transmuting it a bit, turning it into something slightly different. There's also the idea of repurposing other people's content, right? So that's another thing. Not everything you post has to be yours. As long as you give credit where credit is due, as long as you give a shout out to the person that created the content originally, you can absolutely use other people's content. In fact, it shows your clients, it shows your potential clients that you're in touch, that you're out there in the industry looking at, what's happening, what's current, what's going on, what are other people doing? And when you see something good, you bring it back and share it with them, right? So you can repurpose your own content and you can repurpose other people's content. So how do we do that? Well, first and foremost, when repurposing your own content, you can take, say, a video, right? Let's say I do this live here. I really love what I share. And I'm like, this is some pretty amazing stuff. I think that people would benefit from hearing about this a few more times. I can take this video and I can upload it into, an app like Repurpose.io and create shorts and create reels and create snippets from this video that I can then use as posts, as reels, as stories, as shorts on YouTube, as TikToks, as anything. I can also extract the audio from, like, take the audio file from this video, have it transcribed, and turn that into a blog post, an ebook, captions, quotes, anything like that. Content for my email newsletter. So this one video can then turn into multiple pieces of content to be shared across different platforms. Nifty, right? So the other thing that you can do is, let's say, as I spoke about before, let's say you write a blog post. Well, take that blog post and take your core key ideas and turn them into quotes, turn them into captions, turn them into lists, right? If you talk about something like creating video is really great for content creation, talk about different things that pertain to creating video. So what are some ideas for creating videos? What are some great ways to edit videos? How can you repurpose videos? What are great topics for videos? How can people make videos fun? Do you have to dance on videos? All of these things. So you can take the blog post and turn it into multiple pieces of content. You can take the video, turn it into a blog post, turn it into posts, reels, shorts, different things like that. And you can do all of this fairly easy nowadays because there are apps for that, right? I mean, you have something like Fireflies or Otter or even Rev that will transcribe your audio files for you. You have, repurpose.io. You have all these different other ways of turning videos into shorts and snips. There's the, new Microsoft one where you can just take little clips from things. But you can take your content and you can repurpose it and you can use it multiple ways. And it's cool to do, right? It's not boring. I guarantee you, I know we always worry, oh, if I'm not saying new things, people will get bored of me. No, because the first 5 times they saw you, they probably didn't hear you. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. People need to hear and see things, 6, 7 times before it even registers. So say the same thing. Okay. And then what about repurposing other people's content? Well, you can start by just sharing it, right? You can repost it, give a shout out, make sure you give credit. And, you're just reposting it because it's useful information. It's stuff your ideal clients want to see or could use to see. Don't worry about the fact that you are introducing your audience to someone else. This is an abundant universe. There is more than enough out there for all of us. Just because somebody goes and checks them out doesn't mean that you are losing a potential client, right? If you are the person they need to work with, if your message, your delivery, your voice is what works for them, don't worry about it. And even if they do go to that person, they probably weren't the right client for you anyways, and somebody else is going to come in and fill that space and be your next potential client. But by sharing other content, A, you decrease the amount of work you have to do. B, you show people that you're in touch and that you're out there learning yourself, and that when you find great things, you're going to share it with them. And C, you know what? You're helping somebody else out. So you're paying it forward. And that's creating good karma, right? So at the end of the day, share, use other people's content. So there's reposting. There's also reposting, but adding your comments, right? So you could find something and you could totally disagree with it. So repost it and share your position on it. Don't do it in like a nasty, this person's dumb, like adversarial kind of way. Just say, hey, this is a really interesting take on this. Here's how I feel about it. And it's a great opportunity to share your knowledge, to tell people why you feel differently, to show them that there's an alternative way of thinking, anything like that. Or maybe you do agree with it and you want to expand on a point that's in there. Another great opportunity to showcase your knowledge and show people the depth and breadth of what you know and how you help, right? And you can do that without having to create a new post or a new video. The other thing you can do is remixes, right? There's these great little things called remixes on Instagram and TikTok, and you can remix somebody's video and have a response to it and share great content while still being visible and present and sharing your thoughts on things. But what it all comes down to is that you can have consistent content, and it can be consistent, really good content, without having to recreate new things each and every day. You can repurpose your own content in different ways, in different shapes and forms. You can repost other people's content or remix it or share it with your commentary. You can do all of these different things. You can pair up with someone and say, hey, let's do content together. You post your stuff on mine and I'll post my stuff on yours, and then we'll come back and we'll expand our audience and share different perspectives. There's so many different ways you can do it. But at the end of the day, you don't have to constantly create new content to still be consistently posting content. You catch me? So today, yeah, I think repurposing is a big one. I think it's something we should all really, really, really embrace and get familiar with, because it will save you time. It will save you time. It will save you stress. It will save you from decision fatigue, right? From having to max out your creative potential on content creation and then be too exhausted to invest it into delivery and product and service creation. So repurpose content. Now, if you have no interest in doing that whatsoever and you need some help, let me know. We have a content creation package for mompreneurs. We would be happy to help you out. We're adding reels to that. We also have a package where we can take your workshop and turn it into an ebook. It's nifty. I love doing it. It's so much fun. But regardless, you can do this. You can create consistent content, and it can be great, and it can be, exactly what your clients need to hear, and it doesn't have to be exhausting. So love to hear your feedback. What are your thoughts on repurposing? Any neat, apps or hacks that you have for how other people in the group can repurpose their content? Share links below. Let people know stuff that you found that really works for you and could work for them. Let's share the wealth, man. We all get better together. So remember, the woman you see when you look in the mirror is exactly what a successful entrepreneur looks like. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.